Hi, my name is Luke Bradford. I'm a regional manager for STgenetics here in Texas, and today we're visiting 7P Ranch near Tyler, Texas, and we're visiting with our good friends and customers Joe Prud'homme and Tom Barker, and they've got a production sale coming up at the end of the month on Saturday, October 31st, so stay tuned at the end of the video for more details on their sale. But they've got a great success story using sex semen within their herd, and we wanted to visit with them about that today. But first, Joe, I'd like you to just kind of talk about the history of the program and kind of tell us just a little bit more about the cattle in the program.
7P actually originated where we are now, I would say
45 years.
45. This is going to be our 45th sale, fall sale. We started out with commercial cattle for about a year, and then we went into Semental, and we've been breeding artificially since, about for the last 44 years. Now, I got interested in cattle business when I was 15. I had a set of Brahman heifers that I worked the summer and bought them and halter broke them and kept them all the way through school, and actually I didn't sell them until I was in medical school. And that's when Dr. Charles Long, who is a director at AgriLife in Overton, who has been a great help to us, suggested sex semen, since we breed artificially. And that's when we went down and I talked to Luke Bradford, the short course down at College Station. In any event, I think one of the best kept secrets is your extension agents and AgriLife there at Overton. I never make a move without them. People starting the cow business will ask me, and I said, well, you need to go where people have the information, they don't have a dog in the hunt, and they're extremely helpful, and I use them every day. So that's how we got started, and we love these cattle.
So I met Joe and Tom a few years ago. We actually met at the Texas A&M Beef Cattle Short Course in College Station, Texas, and they basically told me kind of what their program was about, and we visited, and they were curious and had some questions about the sex semen technology and if it would work and if it would kind of blend with what they were doing within their program. And obviously for them, you know, their marquee product is these high quality replacement females. They're maximizing and utilizing hybrid vigor and heterosis to create these females that can go into many parts of the country and thrive and be productive. And so it really made sense in their case to use sex semen to create those females and to capture that added value that those females command. One of the most common questions we get about sex semen is what kind of conception rates can I expect? And in the case of 7P with Tom and Joe, this was a fixed time protocol that we used. They've AI'd around 800 head over the last few years using sex semen, and so we really wanted to make sure that we use the protocols to maximize their conception rate with sex semen. And there are some fundamental differences. In their case, we used a protocol that I recommend highly. It's called a split time protocol, and you can learn more about that protocol through literature and online sources. But basically it really complements the sex semen and maximizes the conception rates. Usually using that split time AI protocol, we were within 50 to 70% conception rate with sex semen on a fixed time project. Those results are exceptional and comparable with any fixed time AI program, no matter what protocol that you use.
So we're breeding, we're purchasing about 300 straws of sex semen per season, and breeding using close to all of those. Our conception rates for sex semen have been in the mid-50s to upper 50% conception, and our conventional has been in the upper 60s using conventional semen. So, you know, when we first started hearing about or learning about the sex semen, we were hearing stories of people telling us that we were only going to get 40% at best conception, and we've really been doing better than that. So we like using the sex semen on these Semental cows, and the heifers that we're making are some really good mama cows.
And I think, Tom, as you told me, to get started, Luke and
Clayton Harrington
have come down, and Tom has actually been bending his ear many times, any questions that we may have. And
Another common question we get is, how much is sex semen? And I think most of us are wired to really analyze the upfront cost of doing something, and sex semen is added cost compared to conventional semen. But if you consider, in the case of 7P and these females that they're trying to create and what they're selling these replacement females for, if you look at the cost of a $40 straw of sex semen, and if you compare that cost to the overall value of that animal when she sells, you're really looking at only 2 to 4% of that animal's value in the form of genetics or semen. And when you consider the cost of production to get that animal to that point and all of the things that go in, things like depreciation and labor and feed costs, those are major costs. The cost of genetics and semen is a tiny, insignificant component in comparison.
the use of sex semen with our Semental cattle, where we have 800 head that we're going to breed artificially, we're getting 94% of our calves are heifers. And when we were breeding our set of Brahman cows to the Hereford bulls before, it's a 50-50 deal. You really get dinged on the bulls with those F1s. We were taking them all to the sale barn. Now then, with some of these bulls that we have, only like 6%. But golly, if they happen to be awesome, we're keeping them for breeding stock. From a financial standpoint, granted you pay more. I believe we're getting pretty close. We can get our conception rate with our AI pretty darn close to the conventional semen. It hadn't been the same, but it's close. And I think from a financial standpoint, it's made a lot of sense.
It's really been a pleasure working with Tom and Joe over the last few years. Myself and Clayton Harrington, one of our field reps for STgenetics, they've really listened and embraced kind of the changes that we've suggested as far as using and implementing sex semen into their fixed time AI program. And it's just been a lot of fun seeing the success that they've had. They are a very progressive breeder. They show that through the management decisions that they make and the type of genetics they use and the technologies that they use. So we really enjoy working with them and having them as customers.
So we're going to have our 45th annual production sale on October 31st, a Saturday. We'll have a barbecue lunch, and then the sale starts at 1 o'clock. Starting with females, we will have 70 Semental and Semangus bred females, and then we have 30 bulls, Semental, Semangus bulls, red and black.
The thing that we might add, 92% of these bred up that are pregnant, and probably be some more because they were still running with the bull, but getting 92% of F1 Sembras, they are true. That's an awesome set, and anyway, we'd love to have you.
We look forward to their sale this weekend, and we really hope that breeders from across the country will take a look at their offering and consider the genetics that they have to sell and what all goes into their program. And we hope that you can help make their sale a success.